7:44, this is Breakfast with Stephen and Anne, or me and her, as we like to call it.
Yeah.
Let's go through the headlines today. Our headline makers this morning, Deputy Political Editor of the Mail on Sunday, Anna Mikalova, and Deputy Editor of The Spectator, Freddie Gray. It's deputies all round this morning. Good to see you both.
Don't rub it in.
No, you'll be there, you'll get there, you'll depose
yeah, your time will come.
If you combined us, you'd have a full editor.
Freddie, let's have a look at Bernie Ecclestone. Pulled a fast one.
Yes, I mean, 92-year-old Bernie Ecclestone, billionaire, has not been entirely straight about his taxes, surprise, surprise. And he's had to pay 650 million. He's pleaded guilty to a fraud of about 400 million. This was to do with some money that he did not declare that he was holding in Singapore. And he settled in court. 650 million he's pleaded guilty to fraud. So he's accepted that he's committed fraud. So he's now a fraudster.
Why would you commit fraud when you've got that much money?
Maybe that's how you make that much money.
Yes.
Maybe.
I suspect he's, and what he says is that it's because of his support for Vladimir Putin that the British government has suddenly started to pursue him.
Are we supporting Vladimir Putin?
Well, it was the beginning of the war, yeah, there was a bit of he made some vaguely pro-Putin statements. But he then went to Borough Market and bought a donut, which is with a viral image of this. I don't know if you guys have got that.
I don't know.
Have we? No, we don't have it.
No.
But that's the big news, is that he went to Borough Market and bought a donut.
He went...
Oh, there he is.
That's how you celebrate pleading guilty to fraud. You buy a donut. And a reporter confronted him, asked him if he'd talk about it, and he said no, he can't because of his lawyers.
His bloody lawyers, I think that quote was.
His bloody lawyers, yeah, and he shoved the donut in his mouth as he refused to answer the question.
I tell you what annoys me. Look, I'm not against people making money at all. Not at all. I think if you've got the nous and the knowledge, and I like to see people making money. But you've got to... With that comes a responsibility of paying your way.
Absolutely, but also look at it differently. Cost of living crisis, no money in the Treasury. Thank God for Bernie Ecclestone.
Well,
600 million in the bank. Half of it is from just a fine, so...
We can all celebrate now,
we can all, service our debt for about 3 days. Yeah.
Well, look, at least it'll do something.
Well, quite. Yeah.
At least it'll do something. We've got this video of the Grinch. Let's have a look at this. The Grinch broke you, Les. Mind you, I don't suppose many people would call them a Grinch if they live in London. Let's have a look. There he is. What's this all about, Anna?
Well, so this is the latest in people damaging ULEZ cameras, which is obviously a criminal offence, to be clear. But this gentleman is taking a light-hearted approach to it, dressing up as the Grinch. And
blocking it with a bit of paper. Mind you, did he get arrested, do we know? Because there must be people in that van, if that's a portable van.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure he got arrested, but this is happening all over
The mugshot would be interesting.
Yes, yes.
There's quite a Christmas theme to this morning's breakfast.
There is, doesn't it?
Aren't we going a bit quick on the
We are.
seasonal...
It is only October.
It is only October. Although it does seem to start around now, actually.
OK, well, you tell us then, Freddie, about Rishi Sunak and his U-turns.
Well, as probably everybody knows by now, Rishi Sunak, his U-turn might be putting it a bit strongly. He came up with a new path to net zero, which did involve cutting back on some commitments that the government had made, and of course got a lot of criticism for this, and now he's being criticised by the Climate Change Committee, which has said that it will make net zero considerably harder to achieve, and that it will raise bills.
How will it raise bills?
Well, they're not actually quite clear on that.
Well, that would be a key issue.
Because I'd have thought, actually, it would lower bills, and it would certainly lower costs if you don't have to replace your boiler.
Well, that was the whole point.
Or your car.
I mean, that's why he says he still wants to keep to net zero. He still wants to get there by 2050, but he wants to get there in a different way to save all some money.
Well, yes, I think what's interesting about this story is actually nobody knows the sums. Everybody says, oh, we'll get there, the Tories say, oh, we'll get there anyway, through carbon capture and so on. And then the people who oppose the Tories say, no, well, they won't get there. But no one can say precisely when we will reach net zero emissions, because it's abstract. It's an abstract question in many ways.
What do you reckon, Anna?
Well, I mean, I think so. To go into the detail of this, they're saying that tenants would have saved £300 a year because of energy efficiency rules that should have come in for landlords, which is just a completely backward way of looking at it, because they're saying, well, landlords wouldn't have been forced to introduce lots of very costly measures to make their homes more energy efficient. Therefore, tenants would have saved money through the energy efficiency measures, but they're completely ignoring the fact that landlords would have had to spend thousands on these measures, probably passed those on, or just got out of the market as they have been anyway, and then there have been fewer flats and properties for rent, and then that would have pushed up rents more. So it's just one side of the story.
It makes no sense. If you're going to have to buy completely new windows or whatever, you're going to pass it on to your tenants, aren't you? You just are.
Yes.
So, no, crackers, doesn't make any sense. How we go to that, from that to beavers in West London, Anna, being a family of 5 being reintroduced.
Yes, so this is a rewilding story. Beavers have been reintroduced to West London to improve the biodiversity. And it's the first time beavers have been reintroduced in this way, apparently. They're now in the wetlands in Ealing.
All right.
It's all rather cute.
I think it's lovely,
It is.
actually.
It's beautiful.
One of those things, I mean, they used to be everywhere, beavers, didn't they?
Beavers are back. Well, we nearly killed them, didn't we?
We did,
Yeah.
yes.
For their oil, that oil that they keep under their tail, colostrum oil, is it?
They've been rewilded in places like Cornwall and various other places, but I'd never really thought of them belonging in West London somehow.
No.
But they do a lot of good, don't they, beavers? I mean, they build dams, we know that, but they sort of protect the watercourses because of that.
Oh, I think that's quite nice, actually. I like all these little things. It'd be nice if we were a bit more, you know, had a bit more biodiversity in the country.
It's lovely to see.
You two don't sound too enthused by this, I have to say.
Sorry, what do you want me to say? Beavers are going to help plug the productivity gap because they're very industrious.
Yes.
God, miserable pair.
They're Eurasian. They're Eurasian beavers, these particular ones.
Are they?
Yeah, they're obviously, well, from somewhere, somewhere other than West London.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. Well, as soon as you're not bothered about beavers, Freddie, how about doing a bit of yoga or meditation?
Well, yes. What do you find? What do you guys find eases your mind? Because there's a survey in the Mail.
Yes.
Sleeping does ease the mind, doesn't it?
Sleeping's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, with your job, you probably don't get very much of it.
Well, not the right time, no.
Household chores like sweeping, hanging out the washing and ironing can be more relaxing than meditation or yoga.
What a load of nonsense.
I know somebody who loves ironing. I can't understand it.
I start from a low bar because I don't find yoga or meditation relaxing at all.
No.
So
well, I've never done it.
It's more relaxing than that. But making a cup of tea is 49% of surveyed 2,000 British people surveyed said that making a cup of tea or coffee relaxes them.
Why would it relax you? It only takes 2 minutes.
My favourite is people get relaxed by grating cheese, apparently.
Oh, no.
Mashing potatoes.
No.
The one I found something walking around a supermarket.
Yeah, I find that
20%.
relaxing.
Really?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah. No?
No.
Just browsing.
Yeah. Okay.
Painting walls, no.
Making the bed. Oh, this is the worst one. Building flat pack furniture.
Yeah, that's
That's horrific.
Soul destroying.
It's only
It's
people who are
soul-destroying.
highly competent.
You always end up with a sore wrist and 3 screws left over.
Absolutely, you do, yes. And then the thing falls to bits anyway.
Cleaning a tiled floor, mopping the floor I can sort of get.
Really?
To an extent,
That says as someone who doesn't have to mop floors very often.
Shining your shoes. Who does that anymore?
Shining shoes.
I don't do it enough.
Do you shine your
I shined shoes only the other day.
trainers on? You can't shine them.
No, they weren't my shoes.
Ah, I see.
Different when you're shining them for somebody else, I think, because you're you're sending, in my case, the husband out the door, going, "Oh, I've done your shoes," and they look all lovely and clean.
Yeah.
That's quite nice.
No, I think sleeping's the
Knitting, 40%.
used to be.
Yes, I know people
I'm surprised.
who knit because you can switch off.
I'd sort of quite like to knit because like it was so industrious. My grandma used to make all of our clothes when we were little. Everything was knitted, and I sort of think what a great skill that must be. But I can't knit. But I sort of like the idea of it.
Tidying your garage.
Oh.
Yeah. I can see that you'd feel a sense of accomplishment at the end of it, but actually doing the tidying, no.
I don't have a garage. I'd quite like one. Oh. What about sorting the recycling?
No.
That's
people like
stressful.
that.
I don't think that's very relaxing.
No. Oh, this is grim. Who's done this survey?
Well, it's 2,000 Brits. It's in the Mail online.
It's sort of driving, sort of.
You like driving.
I like driving.
Yeah, I don't at all anymore. I used to.
Vacuuming, 25% if I'm vacuuming.
Well, actually, I think most of these, having watched the David Beckham documentary, apply to David Beckham. So maybe he's the one, because that's what came out of that. He loves tidying. He relaxes by cleaning. He also likes driving around.
Oh, well.
I think that's...
Good on him. Let's get him all round to our houses then. They can do all the work. Lovely stuff. Thank you both. We'll catch you a little bit later on. Let's have a look at the weather.